Hello, good morning, and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. I have two 40% alcohol brandies. This one is called Odessa V.S.O.P. I bought this at Total Wine and More. It was $11.99. Other places have it, and that's where the price is running, about $11.99, so not expensive. Premium quality, they say. V.S.O.P. age 4 to 6 years. This is produced by Shustoff, and they call it Shustoff Cognac Factory, even though it's not in France. But I guess Ukraine's outside of that trade agreement that you have to call it. But they don't call it cognac on the bottle. They call it brandy. Yeah, brandy, premium quality. Original recipe since 1863. So Superior Reserve brandy. Okay. Reserved for anybody who wants to buy it, basically. Okay. This is Branson Phantom VS in this genie-shaped bottle. Clear glass, but it's got a black coating on it. Introduced in 2019, aged 2 to 3 years, so young. They'll tell you straight up that's what it is. Let's see something about Odessa. Doesn't make sense. Okay. All right. Anyway, they're saying since 1863. Now here, we'll do a screen share. Global Spirits is the importer. Odessa, belonging to the world famous Shustoffs. I don't know why they put two capital F's, because that's not how it's properly spelled. Cognac family brandy. Odessa is currently #4 best-selling brandy in the world, according to Drinks International Millionaires Club 20. That's old data, so I wouldn't rely on that. This V.S.O.P. premium brandy is produced in the ideal climate conditions because the distillery that was founded by Nikolai in 18 Shustoff with a V in 1863 is located by the coast of the Black Sea. Coast of Black Sea, named after the city that is renowned for centuries of winemaking and brandy production, Odessa. And if you look on the Shustoff website, they show a lot of the distillery and they go into very deep detail. But they don't mention this brandy. So this one was created simply for export, for the export market as an inexpensive offering. And they've got probably 40 different brandies on their website, not showing this one. Although it might be the same as another one that they make, just rebranded, same recipe, because they're saying the formula goes back to 1863. You can get it in a little bottle, a half-size bottle, 750, and even a 1,750 milliliter bottle, which my friend David found for a great price of 99 cents. True story. He wanted me to get some more. I said, nah, because I actually don't need. World Spirits Competition 2021, San Francisco, gold, double gold that same year, meaning best in the category V.S.O.P. brandy. Imported brandy, I guess, but no medals in the last 4 years. That's a little strange. And then they show a photo of the aging room. And that company's gone through a whole bunch of changes over the years. Like the government seized it, the communist government seized it, but then that collapsed in 1991. So they gave it back to the family who rightfully owned it. But there you go. Shustoff. I'm gonna spell that with a V. Branson Cognac VS Phantom. Raymond Ragnaud of France produces it as a product for this company's American company. All right, so Phantom drinks like V.S.O.P, they claim, due to meticulous care taken at every step. Golden brown color, notes of light citrus, apple, and tobacco. All right. Some of it is 4 years old, but the typical aging on this brand is 2 to 3 years. Different brandies. It's blended, obviously. Different brandies blended in. The youngest at 2 years and the oldest at 4, generally 2 to 3. The French oak use give it a soft finish. Sourced mainly from Allier, Limousin, and Trocal. That's where the wood comes from. Okay. And they're getting the wines from Borderies and Fenbois. Interesting thing about the Odessa brandy is that it is also aged in French oak. They import the oak from France. Like they said, they've always done that for the aging. All right, they're both brown or tan, maybe. Copper, if you might want to call it that. Could they have coloring added? I don't know, because I don't know what the rule is for cognac if it can have coloring added. I think, I'm going to guess. I'm not saying this definitively, so don't call me out later saying you're wrong. I'm saying I'm not sure, but I think they're allowed to add caramel coloring. All right. But I could be mistaken. In the US, they're definitely allowed to have caramel coloring added and flavoring added even. And even add flavoring to brandy, and they don't have to disclose it. Now, if they want to put it on the bottle, they can't. Sazerac does. With their brandies, they'll put it on the bottle, natural flavors. But other companies, they'd be cagey about it. You know, they won't say. Mr. Amazing says, good morning, Ron. I hope you've been doing well. Thank you, and I have. And went walking half a mile already. I'm going to go walk another mile after the news. Okay. Remember, price. This one, suggested retail price $39.99. I've seen a lot of stores selling it for over $40, however, but the company is saying it should go for $39.99. But they got other places had it high as $48.99. I'd be wary of that. But I got it on special for $11.99. True story. And this was the regular price, $11.99. So $11.99 brandy versus $39.99. We'll go with this suggested retail price. I did see the V.S.O.P just the other day, the red label. Didn't buy it, and it has a clear bottle. I didn't buy it because I don't need it, and I hate that place. The place that had it, they're gonna try to upcharge. I just know them. Then they will want you to negotiate. Like, well, you know, they'll say $50, and you say, well, how about 30? Oh no, too low. And then they want you to get it for 35. So I'm not. Look, when I go to a liquor store, I don't feel like negotiating, right? I just want to see the price. You put the price, and I'll buy it or I won't buy it. Smells like mild white grapes, maybe a little oak. Not much happening over there. I should be able to tell these apart, because I remember the Odessa being kind of candy sweet, like they're adding something that make it taste like nougat in a Three Musketeers bar. And this one kind of has that. It has that little tweak on it. So we'll see. Yeah, just straight white grapes, white wine, almost like a sherry wine. Also, I don't know if they could use sherry in this. I don't know how that would be allowed, or could be. It is a type of wine, and then they distill it all, you know. And remember, it's a blend of various wines, so it's possible, I guess. But it does, to me, it has sherry notes, like dry sherry, but it's very enjoyable. I think Branson is a good quality product. Now, I saw one video review, and the lady said, "Oh, I don't like the Phantom too much." but she loved the VSOP, and there was another specialty that she liked from Branson. So, but then other videos I saw, they loved it. You know, every other video they were like, yeah, it's good, it's really good. Odessa, the video, this tastes like grape skins. Oh, you know what it tastes like? Grape leaves. If you ever go to the Greek festival, they have a Greek Orthodox cathedral in New Orleans. It's very old. Well, new building now by the lake, right next to Bayou St. John. But there used to be an old cathedral closer to downtown, but I think it got too deteriorated and got rid of it. But the actual cathedral goes back to the 1830s, the whole outfit. But they have a Greek festival every year. And one thing they'll have is stuffed grape leaves. And I think they take grape leaves, they stuff them with ground meat, lamb, I think it is. It's really good. It's expensive. I mean, all the food is extremely expensive, but naturally they're doing that to raise money for the cathedral. It's not, you don't go there to get a value. And everybody knows that. But to see the Hellenic dancers, the teenagers that dance, those Greek dances are very interesting. And I would recommend the Greek festival. You got to watch it though, because the NOPD, New Orleans Police Department, is very strict on parking. And why is that? Because they want to give out tickets. Any little minor, they'll look for any little minor thing you did 1 millimeter too close to the stop sign. They're just looking for something because they want to nab you on that. Normally they wouldn't care around there. But I've been to the Greek festival so many times, I don't want to go back. I've worn it out. But it does remind me of those stuffed grape leaves. Which one's better? Well, I think the Branson's a higher quality product, even though it's only a VS, and the Odessa is a VSOP, the mid-grade. Brandy usually has 3 grades. VS, young, very smooth, they call it, but it's more like very standard. But then there's the mid-range, VSOP, very smooth, old pale. Usually, some people say it means something else, but whatever, it's a mid-grade, usually 4 to 6 years. And then there's the XO, the extra old, which is usually 6 to 10 years, depending on the company. The XO's typically going to be a lot better. And you say, well, naturally, it's going to cost a lot more, right? Exactly. It's going to cost a lot more. And they have some of those in the United States. E&J Gallo makes a E&J XO brandy. Costs more than the other two, but it's better. So it makes sense, right? They've got the VS, basic, make a hot toddy with it or something. If you have a sore throat. And then they have the VSOP, which is more. And then, of course, the XO. And the other companies do the same thing. Christian Brothers, Paul Masson, all of them, they all do that. And then they have all their myriad of flavors. Every flavor of brandy, you know, you could think of. Apple, peach, pineapple, and so forth. I'm not too keen on those, but they taste good, I guess. They got flavored gin, flavored vodka, flavored whiskey. That's a big thing these days. Every company sells them. They sell like crazy. Always have honey, right? I guess honey's inexpensive, but if these honeybees keep dying, it's not going to stay that way. But I'm going to give the win to the Branson, even though it's a younger product. It does have a better flavor, and it is quite a bit more expensive, $40 on average versus $12 on average. So $38 difference. Is it worth the extra $38? Probably, but that depends how you want to swing it. You know, you say, I don't know, I'm paying that much more. Well, you know, you're not losing that much on the Odessa. I'm not going to say it's foul or nasty or off. It's fine. It's a little sweet, enjoyable, little nougat. The grape skins, I like it. Personally, I would just buy the Odessa. Honestly, I would just save the $38. That's me. But in my case, I didn't have to save anything because, like I said, I found this for the extremely unusual price of $11.99. So I paid the same price for both. So, but you know, for that price, you know, that thing disappeared overnight. Rouse has had it. There's no use even going back trying to find another bottle because you know it's gone. All right, so winner, in my opinion, is the Branson. Let's see if I got it right. I did. So I'm gonna bring. So that's the only Eastern European brandy I've got. I know they make a lot of that out there. I'm gonna bring in French brandy starting tomorrow. So y'all take care now and have a great weekend. Bye bye, everybody.